Hey, it's Birdman time for the Arizona White Mountains podcast. Community Shout, hanging out here in 2021. Yes, in here we got no drama. There's nothing going on. We're just talking about good, positive things in our community. So, starting off this morning, we're going to talk about bridges out of poverty. Is that what it is? Yeah,
yes.
Cool. Allison Hephner.
Thank you. CPMSAZ. So Bridges Out of Poverty came from the Mamas, and it's a program. It's going to be February 27th.
So explain Mamas real quick, just to make sure people are up to speed on that.
So Mamas is Mothers in Arizona Moving Ahead. It is a program that we've been trying to get funded for quite some time, and the church did a giving thing where people donate money and was able to raise enough to fund it for the first year. We're still raising funds for the 3 years, but it takes women that are in poverty, that are single mothers, and it guides them in identifying their barriers and challenges to living a life of thriving instead of surviving.
Awesome.
It is a phenomenal program that has never been done in rural settings. So this is the first time, and it is evidence-based. So this isn't something we just made up and you were going to, shot in the dark. This is something that actually works, and it started in Pima County. It started in Arizona.
Cool.
Yeah, which is great. So to get there, we're required to understand poverty because there's a lot to it. There's several different types of poverty. I mean, I know that I'm working with Arizona Department of Housing, and one of the things is if they live in a hotel, that's not considered that they're lacking housing. I'm like, but a hotel is not a home.
Right.
So there's all these definitions, all these things of how it goes. It's pretty complex, but it's simple to understand, and that's what Bridges Out of Poverty does. Is it simplifies so that everybody has a better understanding of why the individual is still there, how they got there possibly, or where they're at. It's all different levels. And so when you say bridges out of poverty, it starts in poverty and shows, going into more of a thriving structure, into being self-sufficient and in a better a place.
Very cool. Awesome. So to find out about it, or you're getting people registered, or what's...
Yes. So February 27th is the date, and this is open to anybody and everybody. And I know because of COVID, people are like, this is crazy. Well, they've changed it from the recenter, and they're going to have it at the church because it's a much bigger area. They've been having church there during COVID when they were allowed to start having church again, church services, and have been able to practice social distancing within that hall. So they're going to continue that moving forward with this training. So it's February 27th. We put it on a Saturday because we found previously, before COVID, when we were going to have this, that it allows more people to participate. It's from 9 to noon on Saturday morning, February 27th, and it's free. To anybody who registers, I should say that, and I will provide you guys with the link.
Okay, so we'll put that down below. That's kind of easy. Just a little side note, nobody ever told the church they were not allowed to have church. It wasn't stopped. They determined to not do it just for safety reasons, and then reopened with a
plan.
Mitigation of COVID.
So, yeah. And they're going to keep using that. So again, this isn't just for agencies. This is for community members. This is for people who want to better understand. Because if you understand something, you can help address it.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things about poverty is you think certain things in your head about it, and they may or may not be true. So it's good to get that feedback from people that actually are giving the pathway, or the bridge, as they're saying, out of poverty, their input and their information and their experience.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about the program, the Mamas program, if you register for this poverty, it has actually in there where you can add some more. I did it right before we started. It took me about 20 seconds.
There you go. Cool. Very easy. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Anything else?
Nope.
Cool. Okay, still hanging out in the studio. More fun stuff that we got going here in the Arizona White Mountains. I've got with me now Laura Tamondong. How are you?
Hi there. Good morning.
And you are Mrs. New Mexico.
I am Mrs. New Mexico International 2021.
That's awesome. So I don't even understand. I mean, I get Miss America.
Right.
We're sort of all familiar with that.
Right.
What is Mrs. New Mexico International?
Right. There are several different Mrs. Systems. And I'm participating in the Mrs. International system. And so I was able to acquire the title of Mrs. New Mexico. And the pageant has different categories: the teen, the miss, the preteen, and they've added a Ms. category now. So I am in the Mrs. category and get to go participate in Tennessee in July with women from all over the world.
Okay, so give me a rundown of the pageant, because everybody's familiar with sort of like the beauty part and stuff like that. But what are the categories?
Right. So 50% of your score is the interview, and the interview is your platform, whatever you choose. This pageant system is very heavy on service. And so my platform is an organization called Women's Rights Without Frontiers. The other categories are formal, and there's a fitness wear, no bathing suit.
Okay.
So
Well, that's nice. You don't have to do that.
right.
So that obviously what's the process to get involved with this? And first of all, you're New Mexico, so explain how that works. That because you're still from
Right.
up here, right?
I live in Arizona. I'm
Okay.
representing New Mexico. If you work, own property, or were born in a state, you can participate in that state's system.
Okay.
So that's how I did that. One of the reasons the Arizona pageant isn't till later in the year, and by being Mrs. New Mexico, it gave me more time to prepare. I wanted the time to get in better shape, to promote my platform for longer, and just have time to meet more people.
Okay. Was there preliminaries that get you to the New Mexico, Mrs. New Mexico, or how's that work?
No, there's no state pageant
Okay,
for.
okay.
There are several states that don't have a state pageant.
Okay. Awesome.
Not this time.
So tell me about your platform a little bit.
Sure, I'd love to. My platform is an organization called Women's Rights Without Frontiers, and their mission is to stop coerced and forced abortion in China. This is the organization that led to our adoption of our daughter, Poppy, who has Down syndrome, and she's from China. And because of the one child policy, but now the 2-child policy, boys are much more valued. And so there's a lot of gender selection when people find out that they're having a baby girl.
Wow.
And so coerced and forced abortion is not a choice. And so it's not a political issue, it's a human rights violation. And so I want to just bring awareness to that. And there's a woman who started this organization, Reggie Littlejohn, and she is a Yale educated lawyer and has spoken to Congress and the UN and all over the world to help stop these just forced abortions. And because there are several countries that have mandatory abortion for a prenatal diagnosis of Down syndrome or other disabilities. That's why this is important to me, because my daughter's life is worth living.
Right.
People with disabilities, their lives are worth living. And so I want to bring awareness to that.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in to talk to our audience, and it's an honor to have Mrs. New Mexico.
Thank you for having me.
Our first Mrs. Anything. So thank you.
I appreciate it.
Anything else that you want people to know, or is there any way that they can help support you in your quest, obviously, to go for the national title?
Sure. You can go to Mrs. New Mexico International on Facebook, and just to learn more about Women's Rights Without Frontiers, you can Google Women's Rights Without Frontiers. What I really wanted to share, and what gave me the courage to come here today to talk to you, Rob, is just to encourage moms and women to not put your dreams on the back burner, to really I know in the age of COVID, and always as moms, we put our kids first, we put our families, we put our careers ahead of. Just don't forget about your dreams. You know, whether you think I'm not pretty enough, or I need to lose the weight, or I don't have enough money, or just do whatever makes you happy. Find your happy place. And pageantry is definitely my happy place.
Awesome.
So.
Once again, Laura Tamondong, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Mrs. New Mexico. Hey, that's going to be it for this Arizona White Mountain Podcast Community Shout. And just want to remind everybody, be positive, be nice. We're in some tough times. There's some anger going around. Just be nice to each other. Have fun, say hello, smile, even though maybe they can't see it because you got a mask on, but you can see it in the eyes. So I'm Birdman, and as I always say, if I don't see you around town, I'll catch you right here on the web. It's a wrap.